Welcome back to the channel. This is Mac, and today we are working on the golf cart. So I broke the fatty caddy. Yes, it was me. I was out bogging around, mobbing deep, going through all these trails around my house, and she just stopped running. I was like, oh gosh, what did I break? So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I broke, how to fix it, and yeah, and do some upgrades to prevent this issue from happening again. So that's what we're working on today. So back to the fatty caddy. We had a meltdown right here, much like I do at work every day, and so this melted off. So the whole post melted off. So what causes this is when you have a loose terminal. So this was obviously loose and it got really hot. So the day of, I didn't have a camera because I was stranded. This cable was super hot. This terminal got so hot it melted. You can see how it pulled up. And so there's a couple issues. So with the upgrade of my new Avitas kit, I never upgraded the lines here. So that's one thing we're gonna do. We're gonna upgrade to the bigger lines. We're also gonna go ahead and repair this. So there's a few ways of doing that. I'm gonna do the drill method where I drill through this mount right here. And we're gonna go ahead and put a stud in there and go that route and make this cable a little bit longer than what I currently have. So I'm gonna replace all these wires. Also, this gives me a chance to make the power and ground longer. That's kind of why I had flipped up my Navitas controller. It was, the cables were not long enough, so I had to flip it upside down. So this gives me the chance to go to flip it back the other way and fix all that. All right, I bought all this stuff. I got the end terminals. I got some heat shrink tube kit with some glue in there. Whenever you heat it up, it has adhesive in there. This covers the cable to make it look all fancy. I got black and I got red. Or did I get blue and red? I can't remember. And I got this crimping tool. And again, all links inside the description. So I bought, actually my brother got it for me. This is for relocating my battery to the trunk. I was going to do that, but I decided not to. So I have all this power cable left over. So we are going to repurpose it and use it for the golf cart. Here's the cable. Got a fresh cut in over here. What we're going to do is I'm going to take this cable over to the golf cart and kind of measure it out, just lay it out. It's the best way to do it. We are actually trying to do this cable to where the post was burnt. So I'm just gonna kind of lay this out, the path it's gonna go. And I'm gonna give myself about an inch or so. So I'm looking at about right about here. Now that I have an idea where I wanna cut it, I'm gonna go ahead and use these bad boys. Okay, now that I got fresh ends on here, now my goal is to get these terminals out. Kind of measure by looking at this. Okay, right about here is where we want to cut it. And we're trying not to cut the copper, so we're just going to lightly score it. Got that done. And we are going to crimp it. And you'll crimp this until it stops. Okay. All right, that's all crimped. So I'm gonna go ahead and crimp this other side off camera, and then I'll show you how I dress it up. All right, so this is just a sheathing for the cable. It looks like it's too thin or right size. You can actually stretch it out and slide the cable in. What I found best to cut these is use these cutters here, side cutters, and now that I got the cables on here, I'm just going to dress it up. Again, this isn't necessary. This is just an extra step to dress up the cable and add a little extra protection to the cable. Add a little extra protection to the cable. So, and I also got these bad boys right here. And we're just going to put this all together now and heat shrink it and show you what it looks like after it's done. Okay, so that's just one of the many cables I have to make. So I like the way this looks a lot better than not having it on done. So this looks really good. Anyway, I'm gonna go make the rest of these cables and then I'll come back and I'll show you me putting them all, show me all you put on. I'm gonna show you guys me putting them all on, okay? But I really like the way this looks. Again, all the parts I use are in the description, okay? Okay, look at this transformation, guys. This looks so amazing compared to what the old cable looked like. It's just a comparison. Look at the size difference. Oh my gosh. These look so much better. I'm so glad we did this. We spent the extra time, the extra money to wrap them, put new ends on them, shrink wrap them. They look really good. All right. Now we just got to put these in. Now I'm going to make some other cables, the ones that run to my Vita system. But I'm going to do that here in a few. But I just wanted to show you what they look like right now. I'm just going to get these on the batteries now so they look all amazing. Get one part done at a time, and then I'm going to work on the controller part. All right, let's go ahead and get these on the cart. Fatty Caddy, to get them on the Fatty Caddy. And yeah, let's do that now. Okay, guys. Got you all positioned. I'm going to go ahead and start one cable at a time, and we'll go from there. So I think probably start with this one. All right, this kind of went from here to here. So let's go ahead and get this one on the new post. And get it all positioned. All right. Okay, that done. Let's twist this out of the way. All right, now that we have the terminals done on the power cable, it's time to get the rest done. I've been dreading this because I have to pull the seat off and do all that good stuff. So anyway, I think it's time to do it now. It's a Saturday, it's beautiful weather out there, and yeah, I have to get it done. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna move to the back of the cart. We're gonna take the rack off again and get to where all the cables are at. Take off the seat, all that good stuff. You guys have seen that on my last video, so let's get those cables cut and created and installed. I do need to get some bolts though. I'm also gonna flip my Navitas controller back over. Right now it's upside down. And I'm also planning on putting the heatsink on the back of it. I think that'd be good. All right, let's get to work. Thanks, guys. This cable I have to replace. I gotta figure out how long it has to be. And today it goes right here. Where I want it to go, I need to flip this thing over. I think the controller is supposed to be facing the other way. So what I'm going to do is, it's for drippage. So right now, if there's any water that left in here, fell in here, go straight into the controller. Don't necessarily want that. So I'm going to flip this thing. Anyway, so I think the best course of action is to make this longer so it'll end up down here. So I need to account for that going from there all the way over there. Right now it's too short. In fact, it's pretty tight right now. All right, got these all unplugged. Now that I had some time to think about it, so it looks like we have to make a few cables. So I'd like to upgrade these cables here that go to the actual unit itself. Upgrade this one straight from the solenoid. Got the power cable, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like 5 cables I gotta make. Now we kind of have a game plan. I need to get some hardware for the plate that goes on the back of this. There's a heatsink that goes on the back of this big solid aluminum piece. I'm gonna go get that. All right. All right, we'll be back. I'm gonna go get the hardware for that. We'll flip this thing over and we'll start making cables and putting it all back together. Okay, it's time to go ahead and start on doing stuff. So I bought a bunch of stuff. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and unscrew this, loosen these bolts up, and then we're gonna flip it over and then start measuring lengths. So that's the plan. All right. All right. So there's 4 bolts on the other side of this. So you don't need to see that part. I'm gonna go ahead and undo that. And I'll come back when those are undone and then we'll flip it over together. All right, now that that's down, our goal is to figure out how to do this thing, or something like this. Okay, now that we have this thing flipped correctly, screwed on properly, and has a heatsink, what we're gonna do is make new battery terminals, or battery cables for this replacements right here. So I have the 5 that we need to do. So I'm gonna measure these all out. We're gonna do it off camera. I'm gonna come back and then you'll see me put them on here. Okay guys, I have finally got all these cables complete. I did the red with the white red ends. You can see the weave, it's red. And the blue, this is my ground, this is power. And then these are coming off the motor, so I use power on that too. So, or I should say I use red. All right, but my main leads to the battery to the unit are all gonna be, this is gonna be ground and black, and then red for my power. So, I'm not gonna hook them up to the battery, but I'm gonna hook it up to the unit first. I'm gonna do all that first, and then afterwards, then we're gonna hook it to the battery after we're all done, okay? And of course, we're doing power first, and then we're doing ground last. All right, well, let's dive back into this little hole here and get it all plugged in and done. So here we go. actually have all the cables installed except for the ground. So I just want to go ahead and double check everything and make sure everything's good. I have the power wire hooked up. I got the power in the right spots. And I just got to make sure V is hooked up to V, U is hooked up to U, and W is hooked up to W. And then I think we'll be good. I think all the extra grounds, I made that little extension in the ground you saw right there. It's not a black wire, but that's the only like gauge wire I had. My other black one was one size smaller. I always like to pair them up. You never really want to go smaller when you're attaching to power ground. So I'm gonna go ahead and just double check everything, make sure everything's plugged in, and then we were gonna test it before we put everything back together and zip tie everything up. So, whew, all right. I'm gonna test it, double check it, and I'll be right back. I am comfortable with putting the ground back on here. I'm still in the tow position on my cart. So, and my batteries are, my key ignition's off. So, let's go ahead and take this off. Okay. Now we gotta test it. Okay guys, I have the key on, I put it back in run, I have the ground plugged back in. Whew, let's make sure everything still works. Sweet. Now that I have tested everything, make sure everything still works, because I did make a lot of changes and stuff. Well, not really changes, but upgrades. You always want to test it. So, anyway, I am going to go ahead and now zip tie all these wires up that are hanging down in the back now, and then pretty it all up. I'll just go ahead and show you afterwards. It's kind of boring. But, yeah, I think after that, I'm going to start putting it on the back and put it all back together. All right, be back. Okay, guys. This is the cable management, got everything held up. Nothing will hit the body, rub, or anything. So, and also has some travel in case it needs to move. All right, let's put the back seat on here and put the front seat on, and let's go take it for a quick drive. The cart is put all back together, and we went from these old raggedy cables are too small for this setup to the new ones. They're so nice. I'm so happy with them. Cart, I mean, it's all perspective. It's not like I feel a whole bunch of extra power, but I know that the cart's going to run better on that stuff. It's a bigger motor, and it's going to draw more amps, so it's going to it's going to need the bigger cables, basically. So anyway, I got the car back together. I want to take a quick look. Got the seats on, and yeah, I think it's time to go for a ride, right? I think I gotta go do some dumb stuff. I need a drink. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and I'll take you along for the ride. Quick shakedown. You can see us driving all the way down to the gas station to get some drink. Works perfect. No issues at all. In fact, I haven't had any issues with it since. So I went ahead and fixed that little battery post. Drove around for a week. Just put these batteries or cables in the back, and she's running really good, guys. So if you guys need any of the parts or tools that I used during this video, just look in the description. I have them in there. If you have any questions, let me know. Until next time, guys. Have a good one. Bye.